Hello again, everybody. This begins a new series of Blaine's World videos. We're no longer at the beach in South Carolina. We're out in some farm country area up in Chadbourn, North Carolina. This is one section of the farm that I just recently acquired. It's apparently been a family farm up here for several generations. And the fellow that actually farms it now grows corn and soybeans here. This is a neighbor's house over here, and this actually makes a U around her house, and you can see way down there where some other trees are that there's another field on the other side down there. This is approximately 3 acres here. The other side is about the same size, cleared off, and then with the trees back there that you see, the total farm is about 11 acres. We're going to be selling most of this big pine timber off and leaving just the hardwoods, the oaks and maples and so forth, and putting a house that we've bought way back in the corner back over there behind this lady's property. Our property makes a horseshoe basically around her. It comes all the way up to the back of her fence back there. And over here on this side is where we're actually going to be putting in our driveway that goes back. It'll be off of Elm Street. I'm walking on Blanche Street right now. But we're going to slowly be transitioning this. We're going to be working with this farmer to find other fields for him to farm and or buy out what we'll need to offset his crop losses from planting here. We want to turn it into a more organic based and diverse type farm. I've had a little bit of experience over the last 10 years or so experimenting with aquaponic systems at my house. So we're going to be digging ponds and putting in aquaponic type farming. It's more energy efficient as far as trying to keep things watered and fertilized and so forth. There's really none of that involved when you're using aquaponics. Your fish are your fertilizer. And so we're going to be working on slowly doing that part of it. This corner right here, on the corner of Blanche and Elm, is going to be sectioned off, and it's going to be left as a traditional type garden, but it's going to be a community garden, so people that want to come and plant stuff and help pull weeds and do whatever, and anybody that is in need of food here in the town that doesn't have enough, they'll be welcome to come pick whatever they need to help feed their families as well. We want to make sure that, you know, we have such a large piece of land now that we didn't have before. We want to be able to give back to the community in some way, and this is an ideal way in my mind to at least help feed some people that need it. But we're going to put in a driveway off of Elm Street here up where these trees are, and I'm going to be dividing up part of this land back here, so anybody that wants to be an hour from the beach and not have to actually live in all that chaos and traffic and have a nice quiet type lifestyle and yet still be an hour to the beach and 4 hours to Lake Lure and Chimney Rock Mountain area. This is a good halfway spot if you're somewhere up north. I've got a friend in Florida that's from New York, and they're wanting to buy a lot from me to be able to have a stopping point when they're traveling back and forth on the road. So, and I've got a couple other friends that have expressed interest in moving out here away from North Myrtle Beach that are interested in maybe purchasing a lot. I'm not sure exactly how many. I've still got to get a surveyor in here to lot things off for me, but I'm sure I'm going to have at least 4 to 7 quarter and half acre lots. I'm going to have a mixture of different sizes for whatever people want. I've got a good friend that wants to be next door to me that we've known for years, and we've got animals and she's got animals, so we can take care of each other's critters when somebody goes on a vacation or a road trip. And so we'll have a few pieces available. Somebody wants to buy a small lot or a little bit bigger place that they want to retire to. It's pretty quiet out here, and this is an old section apparently of the farm that one fellow told me he was that came out here to do some work for me. He was in his late 60s, and as long as he had been alive and been in this area, remembering the stuff that this section of woods had never been cut down. So we're going to try and leave a lot of the stuff that's in here as much as possible. You can see where I've got some of the oak trees with flagging tape on them so they won't accidentally cut them down. So we're going to have a good amount of these woods are still going to be left as far as we can. And there'll be a driveway back here going back. I'm going to end up probably moving my neighbor's mailbox over a little bit for him, because right where it's at is basically where we're planning on putting the driveway in. I understand this is definitely not for everybody. There's a lot of people that enjoy being right in town and being convenient to everything. Chadbourn is a small town. The next closest place to find a Walmart is about 10 miles east of here in the next town called Whiteville. But it's mostly farms around us, all farm field behind these houses you see over here. And the majority of the land in this area going this way on Elm Street goes back into town. And there's more neighborhoods and regular businesses and so forth, but there's still a lot of open farmland all around this area. So it is definitely a country type feel, and the conveniences that you would have down there in Myrtle Beach or North Myrtle Beach or Little River area are not quite as prevalent here, for sure. There's some things that I still like at a couple of the grocery stores down in Myrtle Beach, specifically the Bolanos store there in Cherry Grove. I still go back myself to pick up a few things grocery-wise that I can't find anywhere else, because they're a family store that's been making it there for years. And we've just got a bunch of weeds right now, because when we told the farmer what we were doing, and we were supposed to be getting these trees cut a lot earlier this year than it turned out actually happening, he chose not to farm so it wouldn't damage his crops, and as a result I got a field of weeds instead of a field of beans or peas or corn or whatever he would have planted this year. But we will have, like I said, a big chunk of these woods will be gone, and we will have some lots available if anybody is interested. And we'll be making some more videos about this area, basically, moving forward. We're going to go around visiting some of the smaller family farms where you can go up and buy fresh produce and have some of the things that you want with fresh eggs and things like that you'll get out here in the country. I guess this red-flowered vine is native to the area. I see it growing everywhere. This was actually one of my mom's favorites that she had when I was a kid down in Florida. It's a very delicate, lacy looking type vine, but it has lots of pretty flowers on it. I seem to have a bunch of them here in this field. So thanks for all the likes and watching me. I've been doing this for just a few years now, but the original purpose was to help people find their way around the Myrtle Beach and North Myrtle Beach area. And now since we've moved out here, this is going to be basically for people that like farm and country type living and either want to be there or just like to see that kind of thing. So we're going to try and keep expanding on that. We're going to go around, like I said, and find some of the other smaller farms. We want to find them specifically ourselves because we like the fresh eggs too. We had chickens before, but unfortunately where we're at now, in the city limits, and even though we are a farm, that livestock of that type and so forth is not permitted. So we're going to try and find some sources of those kind of things for ourselves, and we'll let you know when we do what farms we find and the quality of the produce and goods that we manage to purchase. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll keep making videos and see you in the next one.